Alright, so before we start on the pump, this is the pool, everybody. I'm so happy. After spending so many seasons with doing a lot of things wrong, we finally did it right. Almost. It's not perfectly level. But if you want to set up video for the pool, I will link that and I'll put it in a card above. Check it out, you know, help yourself not make the mistakes that we've made over the years. So here she is. Everything is flowing nicely. Yay! So I run my pump for 8 hours a day, 4 and 4, 2 different cycles, 4 hours during the day and then 4 hours in the evening. So this is it. And you're gonna see how to set this all up in the video. So let's go. Hello pool friends and new pool friends. My name is Danny. I am here to bring you this video about setting up a sand pump. This is an Intex sand pump filter. So most pools don't come with this, but if you ordered this Intex Ultra Frame that came with one, you might need help setting it up. Sand pumps are awesome. You might think that you don't need one and they are expensive, but your pool will stay clean. So it's running. And you'll see in this video every step-by-step process to setting this up. I actually have a bigger one than what comes with this pool, so I got a backup this year because I couldn't get the pool without the pump. So mine is the biggest that they come, 16 inches, 2,800 gallons per hour pumping through that. I recommend this pump. I will link it below if you want to buy one. I love it. So 4th year for us. This is our 4th season, our 3rd season with this pump, and it's not that hard. It can be really intimidating, but my goal with these videos is to walk you through it and support you. You can do this. I did this all by myself, and I am not someone who puts things together following instructions. So if I can do it, you can do it. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna show you that it's what it does, and mine has a salt to chlorine converter on the end of it. This is something you can buy separately and add to your filter, and then you can use salt water, and this little magical thing turns your salt water into chlorine. So yay science. And it keeps your pool so clean and you barely ever have to shock your pool. So I'm a big promoter of the salt, and in this video you will see a couple things I'm doing to prevent rust, because we did rust out after 3 years, but our pool was running over the side because it was off level. So we're spraying it off after we swim now, and I took all the precautions. So anyway, let's get into it. I don't want to keep you too long. Thank you for being here. Let's set up your filter. Okay, so here it is, and look, this is why I'm unboxing it, because it's been raining out here and I don't need this getting wet, you know, it's got things in it that plug in and I don't want it to rust. So we're gonna unbox it, but here it is, 20-foot round, 48-inch. This is the XTR. So extra strong. This is my recommended pool. So let's see what's in this whole package. Trying to look at the size of this pump. And I'm gonna put the sand in my pump. So I took this apart at the end of last season. I poured out all the sand because I was just being manic and like, I'm gonna start over. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, and what's really cool is I'm missing a piece. I'm so mad at myself, but I'm missing a piece. But since I got this kit that came with the pump, and I was complaining about that, this right here is the piece that I'm missing, and it looks like, yep, it's gonna fit. So thank you Intex, that's beautiful, because this is a larger pump than this. You can see that, it's pretty obvious. So it saved me because, oh my goodness, do I need that. So what I'm going to do now is tell you guys that I set this up. All I did was bring it out here, and then this kind of pops right into this, and they say you can screw it down. That's what that's for. But honestly, this pump is so heavy when it's filled with sand, it's not going anywhere, and they just don't want it to be like really vibraty, so make sure you have it on something solid, not like a wiggly table, obviously. But this is going to be like over 100 pounds in here, so it's not going anywhere. So I want to encourage you, just read your manual, watch my videos if you want to. You can do this. That's what I always say. I tell myself, you can do this. Alright, so we are in our location, and the next thing we're going to do is place the sand shield over the top of the center pipe. Okay, so that's what this thing is for. It keeps sand from going in this center pipe. So gotta have that. That's what it's for. Be sure the center pipe hub assembly is securely in place at the bottom of the tank and vertically centered inside the tank. Place the sand shield over the top. Pour the sand into the tank at a slow rate. Fill the tank approximately halfway. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back. So, there's that thingy-majig, and it has the max and minimum. So that's right in the middle. I've got the sand shield on there, and I'm going to pour some sand in. Some of the sand. Now, last year I didn't have enough sand, so this year I have 3 bags. So let's get started pouring this in. Alright, this is the one that I got. Aqua Quartz Pool Filter Sand, eco-friendly, chemical-free, non-toxic. It tells you, it says, use number 20 silica sand or glass sand with particle size range 0.45 to 0.85 millimeters. Always double check. Okay. This is like Covia brand. I just got it on Amazon. I always put the links below. Okay, it's kind of wet. Oh my god. This is 50 pounds of sand, and somehow it seems like it's a little wet. Here goes nothing. Okay. So that was 50 pounds. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Next thing it says to do is remove the sand shield. Evenly distribute the sand inside the tank, then fill the tank with some water to provide a cushioning effect when the remaining sand is poured in. This prevents the center pipe hub from excessive shock. Alright, it doesn't say how much water to put in there. That's great. So, I'll show you what it looks like. I didn't make too bad of a mess. This is 50 pounds, so we can take this shield off. And move it around in there, and we'll see where we're at. Wow, crazy. I don't know if you can see that. This is what 50 pounds of sand is like. So that's why I bought 3 bags this time. So I'm going to put some water in. Actually, I haven't even filled it halfway. I'm going to put a little water and then put another bag. Alright, so I put some water in there, and now I'm going to put some more sand. Alright, so here's what I got to. It's not even to minimum. So with this bigger pump, I'll put the exact measurements of this pump, but I don't know if you can see that. It is not even to minimum. I've got another inch to get to minimum, so I'm glad I have a 3rd bag. So this is 100 pounds of sand, and it is not enough. And before I pour this sand in, I did put some water in again. Just a bit, because they said to. So the sand is expensive at first, you know, but you don't have to put as many chemicals in your pool because your filter is good. Okay. But since last year I didn't have the right amount of sand, I probably, you know, was not getting as good of filtering as I should have been because I didn't even have the minimum. Alright, I don't want to overfill it. Let's take a look. Okay. We are full. We are not to max. So minimum's down there, and it looks like we are right in the middle. That's where I want to be. I'm good with that. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, it says to clean all the sand from around the top. And we're going to put the lid on it. It says to remove the sand shield now. That's probably why I don't have that anymore. Okay, so we're going to take the top. Oh, and this is how much sand we have left over. About 20 pounds. So 130 pounds of sand. Alright, now we're going to get our top to put on. This is called the 6-way valve. Lower the 6-way valve tank slowly and ensure the bypass pipe protruding underneath the 6-way valve fits securely into the center pipe hub. Alright, that's where we're going. We're going right on that center pipe. Stop. These are all dirty, need to be cleaned out before I hook the hoses on. And it says to make sure that when you're putting this top on that the part that goes into the pool faces the pool, and the part that goes to this pump faces there, and it says drain right here. So in is coming in from your filter over here, out is going out back to your pool, and drain is over here. That's for cleaning out your pool. So I think I've got that right. And then the next thing, all you have to do is, I feel like that should have a better seal on it. There we go. And we would put this on and seal that up with a Phillips screwdriver not included. So these just clamp on here. Oh, and this O-ring goes here. I did good. I saved everything. So what I'm going to do is screw this one on partially, and then screw the other side partially, and then tighten both of them. Alright, so I've been trying to show step by step what I'm doing because I just want to help people who are intimidated by stuff like this, like I am. So, the part that I just did, the reason it didn't intimidate me is because I was able to look at last year's piece. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that you put together, and they're all in here, but I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is what comes, this is the intake from your pool. So both of these are going to screw into the pool. So that's what this is. And then this one brings the water to your filter. So all I did was screw that on there. And now you find these little metal pieces and a flathead, and you're going to tighten those onto there. And that's what I'm about to do. And then I'll show you real quick. Something I did without filming it, whoops, was install this salt to chlorine converter. So you might not have this if you don't have a salt pool, but I pushed it in here, tightened this up here. So anyway, then this part right here is where I'm going to put another connector to the pool. So yeah, step by step. And then I put this one from here to here. And then, so you have in, then this is your waste out, and this is out into the pool. So that is where we're at right now. So I got the first one screwed on, and just so you know, this is how you do it. You want to put it on this, then attach that, and then you tighten this, and it'll tighten up real nice, real easy. Just start tightening. Alright, so these are the only tubes that come with it. You have a short one to go from your pump to your sand, and then you have this long one that will go back into the pool. And then we have this one, which actually I think I should use the shorter one for this on second thought. The longer one for this one and the shorter one for that one. So let me switch those out because I don't need this much. Well, maybe I do. To reach the pool? I don't know. We'll have to see about that. Okay, so yeah, I did that. I put the longer one on this intake because this is going to go against the pool. And then the end of this one goes here. But while I was doing that, I wanted to share that these are super important. And that's the thing that I have an extra of. So I've got mine here. And the place that I don't have one is here. But I couldn't get this to go in with that there. So we'll know right away if there's not a good seal on any of this. And then we'll just have to fix it. So don't worry too much. Let's put that on there. So this is going to be in from the pool. And I cannot do this with one hand. So I wasn't going to show every little detail, but I realized when looking back on videos that are on YouTube, even my own videos, there's always something lacking. Like I need someone to show me all the steps of what to do. So hopefully I can do that for someone. Alright, so that is set up. Attach this one to here, and this one's gonna be going back into the pool. I hope that's close enough. I'm gonna have to pull this. We might end up having to pull this whole pump closer, which is gonna be pretty heavy. But I know that this has to reach the pool. So think it through. How close to your pool does it need to be? Because if it's not close enough, now I've got 150 pounds of sand to try to pull forward. So I have to remember here that I'm also showing some parts that I have from last year. So I was excited to have this extra piece, so you're not going to have this, but for my drain, because I often will, you have to do waste, you have to clean out your pump and your filter. I have a whole video on that, how to backwash and everything, but it's really simple. But anyways, it's going to be really nice to have this extra long one so that it's not splashing water everywhere, and I can direct the water further away when I'm doing that. So I'm getting close. Here's my extra O-ring. I have new ones of these because, again, I've got a whole new set here. And so these are the parts that go inside the pool. And then, so on one side of the pool, this will be there, and then it goes into your intake. So if that makes sense, my husband's distracting me. All right, so here's another piece that goes, this is your coming inflow. So this is gonna go on the inside of your pool, and then this is gonna be on the outside of the liner. And this will connect to this. That looks like it needs a good connector. But anyway, yeah, so that'll shoot the water back into your pool. So it's not that complicated. Alright, so I'm out here babysitting. It's looking good. It's looking really good. And I'm working on this filter. So we've got our return line set up, waste. And the only thing I did so far was hook these up. And I just wanted to show you it's really easy. So there's an empty hole. And then there's one of these. And you just stick it in the hole. That's it. Okay, and then on the outside, we're going to stick one of the outtakes to that. Okay, and then you're going to want to I use zip ties, and I mounted mine right here just to keep the pressure off of these. You don't want it just hanging all hangy. Okay, so when you're putting these in, I figure out what works best is if you push this in first, and it takes some pushing, and then you attach this one to the outside. This one is going to get this to secure it, and then this one, you see where this little hole is, I dropped the lid, but we're going to put the lid on, and then there's 2 screws that go to secure that on. But I don't remember doing that last year. But anyway, because if you unscrew this, the only difference is I have to unscrew this all the time when I'm vacuuming because stuff gets stuck right there. So I don't think I used those screws last year. I'm going to go ahead and put them in, but I feel like you're going to have to, not only does this have to meet up perfectly to find the hole, but you're going to have to unscrew that anytime stuff gets caught in there. So trying to capture everything. I also just screwed this in on here. Pretty easy. And then there's this little piece. I hope this is in focus. Yes. And that just screws in down here. And I'm pretty much a novice, but I know that like if I take this off, then it just flows right in. If I put this on, it makes it bubble, or it might be the opposite, like it makes it a lot more airy. That's pretty much all that is. So I'm gonna leave it on for now, and then I'll see when we turn on the pump. Alright, so I had to fix that without filming it. I'll show you what was going on. This right here, this seal was leaking, so I had to take it off and then redo it. And in order to do that, because the water's coming through here, I had to unscrew this basket, and then you should get these little caps. Cap goes right on there to stop the water flow. So yeah, because otherwise you can't fix it because it'll just go everywhere. So yeah. Alright, now make sure that your inflow is open, and we're going to have this on waste. And you guys, you're not supposed to use an extension cord. Okay? I'm just going to keep this away from the water. So, do as I say, not as I do. Working on getting an awesome upgrade on that. But this has been fine for us. We haven't had any problems, but that's not what's recommended. So, alright. Anyway, if you do use an extension cord, just make sure it's a good one. Okay, oh my gosh. I'm so nervous. Okay, so we're going to open this. And what's going to happen now is this is going to fill up. And when your basket gets full, you let it get to the top. Then you close it. Alright, now we're filling up. The water's coming out of our drain. And I think if we close this, actually we can run it on waste. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Uh-oh, we're sucking air. Alright, we gotta turn it off. Alright, so we don't want any air coming in at all. And so since we're really close to, there's air coming in through there. So we gotta wait for it to fill up a little more. But everything does not seem to be leaking. You gotta turn this off a waste, you gotta close it, or it'll just keep going through. So we don't know if this stuff is leak free yet. We're gonna find out as soon as we get enough water. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this up here while we wait for it to fill up. Alright, so we've got a leak right there, no problem. I'm gonna check on that. My camera was sitting in the water from the leak. Ah! You see, I knew I would figure out where my missing O-ring went. It goes in here. So I'm gonna make sure it's all clean. Dry it off a little. And I'm gonna put it right in there. Yep, so we can get a nice seal. Alright, another leak discovered. I am leaking from here. So I'm gonna have to take this whole basket off the front here. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a longer video than I thought. So close that so there's no more water coming in. Then you can just open this up, and that'll drain the water that is in there out, and then we'll be able to remove this whole basket, because right here the water is not allowed past this right now. So we're gonna take that off, and then we'll take that off and we'll try to get that fixed step by step. We got this. Alright, so I almost forgot to show this, but this is what I did. I took everything out. This is dirty because I had to use a glove because it was on there really tight. But this is where I've had issues with the seal. So I took this off, pulled this whole thing off, put it back, you know, check that the seals looked nice and clean and not broken. Put that back on. Now we're going to put it back together and see if it's still leaking. But it's been leaking on me for like since I got it. Not a lot of leaking, but what I mean by that is my basket wouldn't hold pressure. Once I turned the pump off, I would have to prime it every time. So there was a little slight air leak, but nothing, you know, nothing serious, but you don't want anything like that. All right, let's see if it works. All right, so I bought this zinc puck. It's supposed to be for your skimmer basket, prevents metal erosion and plaster discoloration due to electrolysis, prevents your skimmer basket from floating. Whoops, there you go. So anyway, I put it inside here and use the zip tie. Don't put it in front of here to stop the water flow at all. And my friend just told me you don't have to let all the water out of this to open this up, but I did. So I put it there so it's not in the way of the flow, but it's still gonna do good. So yeah. All right, we're running without leaks. Very exciting, very exciting. So now we're gonna stop that, and we're gonna put it to recirculate. We're gonna open this. It's already open, but righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and we're gonna give it a go. So here we go. Uh-oh, we got a leak. We got a leak right there. All right, that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna deal with it. No big deal. Everything is flowing nicely. Yay! So I run my pump for 8 hours a day, 4 and 4, 2 different cycles, 4 hours during the day and then 4 hours in the evening. So this is it.